Hello, America. I'm Erick Erickson. These are the 4 things you need to know this afternoon for October 2nd before you get home. An unconventional setup today. My apologies. I'm in a flagship station studio with all the studio lights and camera and the inability to get it all connected and make it work this afternoon. So this is the best I could do. But you do need to know these 4 things. Up first, the president says he is going to unleash Russ Vought to wreak havoc in the bureaucracy. Now, as I've mentioned on radio before, Russ is a great friend of mine. Mike Lee, the senator from Utah, says Russ has been wanting to do this since puberty. I think it was from the moment of conception. Russ Vought has wanted to be unleashed on the federal government. He does not believe in a big government and thinks the government has expanded itself too much and has too many securely in position progressives who undermine conservatives when they get in power and undermine a conservative president when he's in the White House. And Russ wants to clean it up. The problem here is the president keeps saying, it's coming, guys. It's going to come any moment. And now we know from Politico, Russ is set to meet with the Republicans on Wednesday. Next week, what happens if the Democrats cave before then? The president is always in deal mode and negotiation mode, and Chuck Schumer knows that and knows he can probably cut a deal with the president. They're not going to get everything they want, including funding for NPR and PBS, but they want something, and the president is willing to keep dangling Russ out there without letting Russ loose. I say release the vote. It's what I voted for. Up next, a federal judge has rejected the asylum application of ABrego Garcia. You know, that's the Maryland man who's actually an illegal alien, who is from El Salvador, who now wants to stay inside the United States and has been claiming that gangs wanted to kill him in El Salvador. And so the Trump administration said they'll send him somewhere else, and a judge has told him, you can't stay here. You are an illegal alien. That'll be appealed, of course, but things are not looking good at this point for ABrego Garcia. And notice, now that the proper paths are being handled, there's not a big media firestorm about it. It's notable to me that because of the way the Trump administration handled it initially, the left and the media could use ABrego Garcia's case as a cudgel against the president to undermine him with Hispanic voters on the issue of immigration. But now, the president and his team are not handling it as recklessly as they were, and you're not hearing the media talk about it because the president is going through the proper channels. And it turns out the guy is not a Maryland man. He's an El Salvadorian illegal alien. The third thing you need to know is that the president has authorized drone strikes from Ukraine and long-range intelligence, so Ukraine can use long-range missiles to attack Russian bases, Russian power stations, Russian oil refineries, and Russian pipelines. In exchange, we're learning now this afternoon the terms of the deal also give Americans access to the Ukrainian drone manufacturing capability. We've been trying to get a leg up on the Chinese, the Iranians, the Russians, and the North Koreans, and we, because of our procurement issues, supply issues, and manufacturing issues, have continued to fall behind on drone operations, maintenance, development, and deployment. The Ukrainians, however, because of the sake and necessity of war, have figured it out, and they have built a very impressive, for cheap drone operation inside Ukraine that they're now going to show the American Defense Department how they do it so that we can begin to manufacture very competent advanced drones. It's telling that war advances and requires these things, and because we have not been at war, we have fallen behind, where China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea on war footings to a degree, even against us, the Europeans, the Ukrainians, and others, and the Israelis, they've been able to advance drone-making technology in ways we just haven't gotten a clue about because, well, we're at peace, or believe we are. Lastly, the president is telling Congress we're at war with the drug cartels. Now, there's been no declaration of war from Congress, which binds the president to a degree in what he can do. But the president is the commander-in-chief of the American military, and in defensive capabilities, the president doesn't need to ask for Congress's permission. And if he believes we're being invaded by the drug cartels, even without an express declaration of war, legally under the Constitution, the president of the United States can act, and it appears he intends to act against drug cartels in violent militaristic ways to shut down the flow of drugs inside the United States. This, again, is something I voted for. It's a good policy by the president. It won't be popular with progressives who, for some reason, seem to continue to sympathize with bad guys all the time, and with the American media that tends to sympathize with the bad guys all the time. But the bad guys are the drug dealers killing Americans with their drugs, and the president of the United States intends to fight them with the military, and that is a good thing. These are the 4 things you need to know this afternoon. I am Erick Erickson. I'll be back in my main studio tomorrow. You guys have a fantastic rest of the day.